Good morning. Um, Today's subject is welfare. When I had my daughter, I was 16 years old, and I was told to go to apply for welfare. When I got to, they gave me the address, and I walked over there. The line was like around the corner. 2 hours later, I walk into the welfare office, and I get to the counter. They give me this big packet. It had to be like that thick of paperwork to fill out. All the paperwork was repetitive, same questions, different forms, whatever the case may be. So, yeah, I did it. I was on welfare and I was going to school, and I also had a part time job at McDonald's. And, working in fast food, they only hire you part time. You get minimum wage, they hire you part time, but they work you like a dog. And they stop you just before you hit 40 hours so they don't have to give you any full time benefits. So, Medicaid and everything really helped out. So after my daughter was like maybe 3 or 4, I started progressing, in the fast food business. Went from cashier to cook, from cook to swing manager, eventually to general manager. So I'm in my late 20s, and I still get food stamps, but what I'm working isn't enough for welfare. So they tell me I have to go to a class. So I have to take time off of work and go to a class for basically, I think $102 every other week. So I have to cut my time at work, go to this class for welfare to qualify for the 102 every other week and the 247 food stamps. By doing this, eventually I get fired because I have to spend too much time at this welfare program. So now welfare is telling me I have to work for my $102 every other week and my food stamps. So go to the welfare office. They give you a suit. Got to pick up garbage on the side of the freeway. So immediately, this is not for me. So I instinctively, to me, I start selling my drugs. I'm like, man, I ain't got no time for this. I'm very creative, so I come up with letters and pay stubs, forgeries, all that stuff. So welfare can leave me alone. Then I decided that I would apply for a city job. Now, applying for a city job means you have to pay for an application, but you're on welfare taking a class and working for your check, so you can't really afford the application fee. So, welfare is a state-run program. City by city has different rules, but they have you picking up trash, which is sanitation, a city job, which you can't get paid city wages for, but you can do the same exact job that a person who actually works for the city does for $102 every other week. So my thing is this: if welfare is such a problem, right? How about you waiver the city job applications, the fees, get rid of them, and since you have these positions for people to work for their welfare check, why don't you make them permanent positions? Turn them into city employees. Because right now, all you get is free labor. But nobody has any jobs. The rent goes sky high. People get evicted. Have to apply for welfare. You see the circle? You see the circle? So people work for their welfare checks for a good 4 or 5 years. Then the other scam with that is job readiness. Now, this is a statewide program, state run, city run. Now, if you go into a class provided by the city of New York or whatever city you live in, whatever state you live in, why would they send you on a job interview when the city is training you for jobs and positions that they have open? Why would they send you on interviews with no guarantee of a job? They provide you with car fare. They take up your entire day. But when you find a job, they tell you, oh, you can't do that job because if you do that job, we have to cut your food stamps and your money. And if we cut your food stamps and your money, you won't be allowed to pay your rent. So you have to do this program. Now, everybody that works at these programs have the same story. Either you do this, we have to sign this paperwork, we have to sign that paperwork, we have to sign this for you to qualify for your check this month. Again, my question is this: if you have all these positions for people to work to earn a welfare check, why aren't they permanent positions? Another question: There's never enough employees at the DMV. There's never enough social workers at the welfare office. And these are not bachelor degrees and people who went to school for social work. These are just regular people that know how to read and do data entry. So no college degree is needed for this job. It would be nice, but no college degree is needed for this job. Okay, like I said, there's nobody in the DMV. Lines be around the corner. There's nobody at the welfare office. Lines be 2 to 3 blocks long. Instead of having people clean up the welfare office, why don't you hire them for reception? They there 4 or 5 hours a day anyway, doing absolutely nothing and filling out paperwork like you wouldn't believe. I went to Virginia. The welfare application is 1 page. 1 page. New York City is wasteful. And welfare is a scam. I just watched this morning these videos of welfare queens. These females are actually proud to be on welfare, popping out kids for money. If that isn't a slave mentality, I don't know what is. I found out last night that there have been many great black men and women throughout history. Some things that I did not even know, which validates my point even more. You have no idea what you are capable of. You have no idea what's swimming around in your gene pool. None whatsoever. Don't let this welfare trap drag you down, because it is a trap. It is meant to keep you in the vicious circle of nothingness. Now, people may get upset with this, but seriously, think about it. If they really wanted you off welfare, would they make it so difficult for you to get off welfare? Without you being on welfare, they wouldn't have these jobs, these unnecessary jobs. If they waived the application fees for city jobs for people with welfare, Lord knows, people would not have jobs because you would be having working, productive people. These programs that they have in these neighborhoods are pointless because there's no guarantee of jobs. You don't assist people to go to school. And unless they do what you want them to do, you cut them completely off and turn them out into the street. How is that helping? And I know this firsthand because I went through every program, clerk typist. You do 6 months in a typing class, and they guarantee you a job. Sent me on 37 interviews, didn't get not one job. Got my own job, my own way, but it wasn't good enough for welfare. So you know what I decided to do? I left it all alone, because I could depend on me better than I could depend on a state that was jerking me around. And this is what the Democratic Party wants us to have. Sorry to go political there, but the Democrats are all for welfare. Now, how do you feel that you got to go to work every single solitary day? Every day, bust your ass, barely making it. And your next door neighbor rent is $2.37, and she getting over $700 in food stamps and pregnant every 9 months. This is the something ain't right face. Welfare is a trap. And the largest amount of people on welfare know this. And no, they're not black. No, they're not white. It's multicultural that these people are being fooled with this welfare crap. It's easier to get your own money than it is to wait for the government to give you something, because the government always has a trap. Everybody have a good day. And remember, everything that's free isn't always good.